Ba-na-na-na-na-na. Hey, ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome to KocoSports, where it's okay to be a passionate fan. We're home for combat sports and where the world comes to kick ass. I am the huge one, aka the idiot Dave Koco from DAVKOCO.com, joined as my tag team partner in Sweet Home Alabama. Boom, boom. We just did our first watch party of AEW. And now we're doing a review. As always, we ask people in the YouTube comments or the Twitch comments, win, loss, or tie, what did you think of tonight's show, AEW Fight for the Fallen? Booms, win, loss, or tie, give your rating.
Okay, I'm going to give it a win. I think it was an entertaining show from top to bottom. There really wasn't a dull moment, and stuff that was kind of, you're thinking it was going to be dull, it served its purpose, and they kept it mercifully short. So definitely big wins all around.
I'm giving it a win. A couple surprises here. There was a couple times where the matches were short that we weren't that interested in. I was a little nervous because this was our first watch party, but it went pretty good. And so overall, big win. Golden Star Alex in the chat's giving it a win. Rick 1982 says it's a weak win. Boom Boom has the results in front of him. We're going to go little by little in YouTube. If you're watching, please put win, loss, tie down below. And we're back, Booms. We're back. Maybe we could do a show without mentioning how Asahi TV fucked us over. Oops, no, we can't.
It's about to put days since we made fun of Asahi TV. I had to flip it back to 0 now.
All right. Just checking. All right. Booms, let's break it down little by little, and we'll also get to the chat when we can.
We opened up with a 5-on-5 elimination match. We had the Dark Order with Hangman Page taking on the Elite Squad. That's the tandems of the Young Bucks, the Good Brothers, and Kenny Omega. I think some good entrances all around. They did like a nice video on Hangman Page about what it is to be a cowboy. Then he comes out there with the Dark Order. Then they do this over-the-top silly intro for the Elite Squad. They're really hamming it up. Went out there, Coco. I think this was a great way to start the show off here. There was a lot of indie-rific shit going on, but it was entertaining. It was flying around. Next thing I know, and if you watched our super chat here on Twitch, you noticed that I commented. I said, "Hey guys, do you realize that 30 minutes have gone by already in this show?" And Rob was just like, "Whoa, look at the." No, I was like, "Well, I can't believe it went by this fast," but it picked up. We had Reynolds eliminated first, then Carl Anderson eliminated. You had Luke Gallows and Stu Grayson both got counted out. Evil Uno got eliminated. John Silver was eliminated. Matt Jackson got eliminated. It came down to Kenny Omega and Adam Page. They were going battling back and forth. Omega hits the V trigger at the back of the head. Another one to the face sets him up for the one-winged angel. 1, 2, 3. Now, of course, storyline-wise, this means that Page is not going to get a shot at the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. The Dark Order will not get a shot at the AEW Tag Team titles. Coco, just real quick, what did you think about what did you think about the indie-rific nature of the show? And 2, were you kind of surprised by the results?
Yes, a lot of people in chat are talking about how the Elite Squad entrance was entrance of the year. They're saying Elite Squad is 100 times better than the USA men's basketball team. Ouch, but true. The entrances for both teams were amazing. And the fact that we went 30 minutes without realizing, we went 2 hours. Me, you, Sid Askew. And when's the last time you watched 2 hours with commercials and still enjoyed yourself? It's been a while. And so hats off to that. I like the fact that the whole time we're like, well, it'll be a 3-on-1 and then he'll overcome the odds and win. I like the fact that they went against the grain. It kind of messes up a lot of storylines, but it's very interesting because
they did do the predictable. Usually when you have something like that, it's like the underdog, it's like, it's overwhelming odds. He comes back and wins and now he's going to get his shot. AEW, they're like, okay, I think this is something they're building up to, and they found another excuse to not Page down to the bottom of the rankings again. They did that a few weeks ago when he lost to Brian Cage out of nowhere. knocked him back down. He was starting to build himself back up, and he was going to challenge. Now he's lost this. Now he's going to get knocked back down again. I think they're building up for something special here, but with the ranking systems, they had to find an excuse. They had to find a reason to knock Page down the pecking order, and I think this is what it did tonight.
Yeah, and if this was any company besides AEW, they wouldn't have the balls to stop this storyline. They would just be like, oh, he overcame the odds. Like, the fact that they don't do the predictable thing every time is what makes it fun. F Gun says that was pretty badass. Golden Star Alex says 2 hours of Dynamite usually flies by, since it's usually a fun time. Dark Metal Fan says, dude, I spent 2 hours watching you guys watching. Nice, Dark Metal Fan. That's hardcore.
Sorry.
Golden Star Alex says, gee, I wonder who Omega will defend the AEW title against at All Out in Chicago. Who could they get? I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know who's available.
Yeah, let's see who's still available. But overall, I think the fact that it wasn't so predictable, it was so fun, the entrances, it's literally everything we've been complaining about for years, and they delivered. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm super happy about that.
To be over the top. I mean, especially that one where they did like the Indie Taker or the Meltzer Driver, what you want to call it, up under the basketball goal with the dunk that missed, by the way.
Yeah, so it was pretty awesome. I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah, nothing but good things. This is a huge win. Yeah, next match, sir?
Well, next we had Alex Marvez. He was interviewing Pac. He was supposed to be there with Death Triangle, but the other two hadn't shown up. And then came in Chavo and Andrade El Idolo. They were saying that, first Pac was saying that, somebody canceled the rental car. Well, Chavo and Andrade said, oh, they had their people pick them up in a limo. So it's looking like the storyline's going to be that Andrade's going to try to peel off Phoenix and Penta from Pac and maybe form like a Latino faction here. So I kind of want to see how this goes. But they said they were on their way there, but we never saw them for the rest of the show. So I don't know how well this served a purpose.
All I know is the line of the night was him describing a limo. There's something about, I said this during a watch party. There's something I find hilarious when someone describes something that doesn't need to be described. Like, Chavo's like, it's a long car with shaded windows. It's really nice. Yeah. Rick says Death Triangle will probably disband, and he also says Kenny Omega versus CM Punk would be interesting, but that's wishful thinking. We got Rick 1982 from the YouTube days to come to Twitch to watch us live. Woo! 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 A limo is a long car that takes people places. It's just, I don't know. It's so stupid. I love that stuff. That triangle doesn't make any sense. I think it would have made sense, except with the pandemic and people traveling, it's like we're three friends that never see each other. So it's basically the KocoSports media squad.
Yeah,
We're the Death Triangle. Yeah, Pac doesn't fit at all. I'm sure if they all stayed, I'm sure that would have worked out. But since Pac left, they kept coming in and out. We were joking. We always say Pac returns to AEW when we think he's not in AEW anymore. That was the joke. So I guess he's not in AEW. Oh, there he is. He has to wait. He has to wait for the fan base to go, is he still here? And he's like, hey guys, I'm here. Like, whatever the limit of his contract is, like, let's say you have to be on TV every 90 days or you lose your contract, he comes in on the 89th day. He's like, hey guys, still got my contract. What's going on? So, yeah. All right. But yeah, Booms. Next there was
a celebration of Ricky Starks becoming FTW champion. There was a big New Orleans style jazz band out there by the ring. He goes in there with Hook. He cuts a scathing promo on Brian Cage, saying that Starks was saying that he was the anchor, he was the glue of the whole team, and he had to clean up after Cage's messes. He had to. He said, he doesn't know what teamwork means, doesn't know what it means to be a star. Cage has been trying to figure it out for 17 years, but none of Starks' charisma could rub off on Cage. And then the Machine had enough. He went out there. He beat up two members of the jazz band. He nailed the trombone player, nailed the bass drum player, conked him over with his bass drum, broke the trombone over his knees. Both Starks and Hook bailed. So I just painful. but I think it was okay. I think it was an okay segment. I think it was. I think maybe it was the right. Do you think it was the right call to make Brian Cage a good guy?
Um, maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna give it time. It's one of those things that it's going good right now, but it could backfire. Hey, Brian Cage, I said this is like this generation's Mike Awesome as a big guy that can actually do cruiserweight type moves. Second, everyone that's in this storyline is very good at cutting promos. So I think that helps a lot. And yeah, overall, I find it to be very interesting. I did feel bad for the band members. I don't know, maybe I'm getting soft at old age. Golden Star says, I still think Boom Boom should have taken over and played the trombone. Yeah, Boom Boom, you really fucked up.
Well, I don't play trombone. I played saxophone, actually.
Ooh, that's like the sexiest member of the marching band.
You better believe it.
Play a little saxophone, like, woo, yeah. But yeah, there you go. Golden Star asked, do you think Cage's wife will join him? She was the ring announcer at Lucha Underground.
You know, Melissa Santos, I hope so. I just don't know I don't know if she's got any kind of contract or if she's interested. I don't know what's going on, but I think it'd be a welcome addition.
Yeah.
Anything we can do. I mean, right now MLW's capitalizing off of Lucha Underground fame. So, I mean, why can't AEW?
Yeah, we got to watch more MLW. Whenever MLW, because we're going to move this watch party on Twitch to Saturdays and Sundays. So hopefully MLW lands on one of those days until I become a full-time idiot. Do you think oh, we already read that one. Rick says, I couldn't see anyone else turning face, to be honest, so I guess Cage was it. That's true. The other guy's just so great at being heels. So I do find it interesting. Plus, for Cage to lose the title, which even though is it a title, that's a debate for someone else, you'd have to turn on him. Like, no one could beat Cage in the ring, and if you do beat him in the ring fairly, it's kind of like, okay, well, you ruined a future star. So right now, I think they're playing it perfect, but it's on a fine line where this could crash off a cliff very soon. And the Golden Star says Taz was a great mouthpiece for Brian Cage, though, so it's going to suck not having them together. Yeah, maybe he'll get a manager again. Or maybe just don't have him cut promos. And the other side is so good at cutting promos, he just comes in and whoops ass, you know? That could go for a while. But when he has to cut promos, he definitely needs a manager, probably.
Next was a little bit of a highlight of the night, in my opinion, Coco. We got a quick promo on the Titantron or Videotron, what do you want to call it, from Hiroshi Tanahashi, saying that whoever won tonight's IWGP United States Championship match would face him next week. And so Tanahashi coming to Dynamite. I mean, dude, that is huge.
Yeah, Golden Star say go Ace. It is really huge. It's probably one of the biggest surprise tonight. We didn't see it coming. I didn't see it coming. And I think it's going to be great for Tanahashi's career, and I think it's going to be great for the IWGP US title, and I think it's going to be great for AEW. That's why territories are working together works. Right now, no offense to Tanahashi, he's one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. His stock is pretty low in New Japan. There's not much he could do in New Japan, but if he goes to AEW and battles this, it builds up his stock, so when he returns to New Japan, his stock is high. So I absolutely love this, and hopefully they do it right. F-Gun says, go Ace. I love New Japan guys in AEW. Me too. Golden Star. So, Dave, about that Tanahashi shirt, you definitely promised 2 years ago along with his autographed sweaty towel. I'm kidding. Actually, I have it. You just give me your address. The other day, I was looking for a shirt, and I was like, wait. Oh, yeah, this is Golden Star Alex's shirt. Tanahashi at AEW is great, but, we want Okada. Fuck yeah, we do. We want the Rainmaker, boys. All right, Booms. Next.
Next, we had some tag team action. We had Santana and Ortiz taking on FTR. I think this was a good tag match. I love the back and forth action. I love the interruption of the pinning combinations. But now, Coco, we watched the same thing. I went back and tried to watch what I could. I think they stopped this match short because it was just odd because they were there was a spot where I think it was Ortiz and Dax Hardwood. They went to this pinning combination where they were both down. They were both pinned, like both their shoulders were pinned. and then the referee stops because both of their shoulders were down. They threw Dax kicked Santana. Then he rolled back in and he immediately hit the brainbuster and went the 1-2-3. When they went to the outside, you could see Cash holding his arm, and it was just blood everywhere. And there was the medical staff around there attending to him. I think what had happened was he got bumped off the apron. Now, I could be completely wrong. I really need to go back and rewatch this match to see if I can see exactly what happened. It was one of those blink and you miss it kind of things. He was bleeding, and they were trying to get the camera. I mean, all the staff is out there attending to Cash, but they were getting the camera on Conan and I think it was Ortiz in the ring, or Santana in the ring, and just to me it looked like they maybe rushed the finish. I don't know if that was the plain ending, and Cash just happened to get hurt, or if Cash got hurt, they're like, oh shit, this is not good. Let's go ahead and just go to the finish, because it just felt rushed to me. But other than that, I think it was a good match, and I really want to see a rematch, especially after this, because for one, I want to keep the series going, but I kind of want to see what they really had to do, what they really had to show out on. Excuse me.
Yeah, whatchamacallit? At my preview show, we did a preview show of this, and we'll probably start doing preview shows of shows that we'll do watch parties for, so we can promote YouTube and YouTube and Twitch together, because YouTube and Twitch love when you promote each other. Twitch, go to YouTube. YouTube, go to Twitch. Oh, it burns their bacon. Don't even get started on Facebook. In my preview show, I said that the loser will drop a lot farther. Like, it's kind of you want both teams to win, but can't. But now with this possible injury, who knows what's happening? I enjoyed the match. But yeah, hopefully it's not too bad of an injury, but we'll find out as time goes on. F Gun says, however, I would prefer Jay White and AEW instead of Impact. I don't know. I like them spread out, and then they can make a super show. Golden Star says, fuck the Revival. Rick says, unfortunately, I didn't see the whole tag match. Screen went black to my end. Really? Man, I want to give a shout out to Fight TV in Japan. They were pretty awesome. Granted, I had to sign in and sign out, but besides that, they were a pretty awesome group. Hopefully, the replay shows the whole match. Yeah, hopefully. I'm sure we'll get a ton of updates as it goes on. All right, Booms. Next.
Next, we had a backstage interview with Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, saying that Nyla Rose does beat bitches, and holding up her broken wrist, which she legitimately broke in the last match that she had. She kind of teased maybe bringing somebody else into the fold with her, because she was saying that, she wants someone here to always have her back because Rebel is too busy. And I was like, are they, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but, they could be getting ready to bring another woman into the fold here. I don't know who it could be. I don't know who would be a candidate for it, but it could be somebody new. It could be somebody who's maybe wrestling on AEW Dark. I don't know, but, and then called out, people, just called out all the haters as jealous. So ended that. I think it was just a good segment for what it was. It was brief, but Coco, any ideas who you think this may be, if they're going to bring another person in the fold, who this person may be?
As long as they're talented. Crash Andrews says he's here for the sports. Thank you, Crash. As long as it's brief. The thing is, I really like Britt Baker. It just seems she's in a loop. It's almost hard to pay attention to her promos, because it's like you say the same thing every week. So, I don't know. I hope they bring someone to spice it up. Right now, I just think Rosa should be pushed to the moon. That's just my opinion on the whole situation. Mm-hmm. Next, brother.
Next, Tony Schiavone has an announcement on behalf of Tony Khan. Says that the Rampage, which will take place August 20th, will be known as the First Dance in Chicago. And, of course, that CM Punk chant started breaking out in the arena.
That was awesome.
And then they cut back, and this all ties together here, but then they cut backstage to Sting and Darby Allin. And Darby Allin saying that, AEW is a place to prove, there's only one place to prove that, how good you are in AEW, even if you think you're the best in the world. So there's a, drop right there. So that first opponent right there, if they do Chicago, Darby Allin versus CM Punk, that would be, I'm down with that match.
Hell yeah, that'd be amazing. I just love the fact that the fans are chanting CM Punk. It's great. DCD Gaming 19 says the women's division is lacking for sure. Yeah, but they got a lot of Japanese females coming in. I think the women's division is lacking and is weak, but also a lot of stuff has gone wrong. I think out of all the divisions, that stuff went That division went wrong a lot. But yeah, there you go. And Crash Andrew said, "How loose is the roof in Chicago? Because it's gonna be blown the fuck off." Yeah. All I know is though they have to deliver. Can you imagine if they pull a WWE and don't deliver Punk? I'd just be like, oh, wow, we thought you were different. You know what I mean?
Oh, trust me, I think they know better than to do that.
Yeah. Either they're trolling with CM Punk stuff or it's going to be amazing. I think nowadays with so many people trolling that it just won't even pay off. Like before, maybe trolling an audience would be like, oh my God, I thought he was going to be here and I wasn't. Like we've been trolled so much by life, WWE, the internet, that like no one goes, oh my God, they got us. If they go to Chicago and there's no CM Punk, I was like, okay. Like there won't even be boos. There'll just be depression and walking out. Colt versus Punk. Plot twist, it's Colt Cabana, the other guy from Chicago. That would be amazing. I don't think AEW is big enough to troll. Yeah, exactly. And not all that, but like the other brand trolls all the time. Because like, I don't even think we'd be, like, be honest, Boom, if we go to Chicago, CM Punk isn't there, I don't even think we're angry. We're just like, oh, so you're just like the other guys. You know what I mean? Like, congratulations. You got us.
Yeah, they would do that. At least I hope to God they would have more common sense than to not do that.
Yeah, that would seriously be the worst in the world. Like, it would just, I don't even think people would boo. I just think they would just leave crushed. They'd be like, hope lost again. Why would they be going to Chicago with the rumors going around? It has to be Punk. Yeah, that's what Crash Andrew says. It has to be. If not, it's just going to be... I mean, you have you're teasing something great. Anything else would be a letdown. So, yeah, you don't want to lose. You don't want to lose the hope. Because right now, let's be honest, for American wrestling, AEW is the last hope we have of a good product. I mean, if you like WWE, there's no saving you. If you enjoy it, enjoy it. But for those that like pro wrestling, or want an alternative, this might be our last chance ever. You know what I mean? So we go to Chicago and there ain't Punk. It's like me and Boom Boom, we're old. We're probably just gonna call each other up and be like, I guess it's not happening in our lifetime. You know what I mean? Like, remember fun? It's over, Boom Boom. No more fun for anyone. We're turning this thing around. They're gonna get the buys easily because of it. I believe so. I don't know if it will be an impact right away, but it will definitely slow climb. He hasn't wrestled 7 years, though. He's older than me. Yeah, remember fun? Do you remember fun? I haven't watched wrestling since the WWF's Attitude Era. Yeah. Well, AEW's trying. It's different, but it's trying something new. Something fresh. Something that we've been asking for a while, so hopefully it keeps it up. Punk and Bryan have been compared to Hall and Nash. You think they can capture any of the heat ongoing? I think it will be different. It's not the same. It's not the same, but it's still a big impact. All right, Booms, what's next?
Next was the IWGP United States Championship match. You had Lance Archer defending against Hikuleo. Surprisingly, Jake Roberts not at ringside for Lance Archer, but Hikuleo did bring his dad, King Haku, which I think was a welcome addition. We even got a little spot where he did the Tongan death grip. Gotta love that spot, by the way. No, hard-hitting action, a lot of agility for especially two guys this size. I think Hikuleo's gotten a little bit better since last time I saw him. Now he's been on excursion in the UK. I think he's wrapped up with that. But I don't think it was a half-bad match, and they kept it mercifully short. They kept it under 10 minutes. Lance Archer wins with the blackout on Hikuleo right there in the middle of the ring. So I think just a good Haas match for what it was.
Yeah, first off, I'm a big fan of defending other people's titles on your show. It's one of the best things I like about going to Wrestle Kingdom every year. Even on the independents, when it's like, hey, this is another title. It just feels special, and I enjoy this a lot, and I'm just glad Murder Hawk is getting the push. Me and Boom Boom have been covering his career since his indie days down in Dallas. We've done a bunch of interviews with him. Overall, great dude. And he deserves everything he's getting right now. Golden Star says everyone dies, but do they do it together or two separate stories? I would do it two separate stories, but who knows what they're going to do. I really hope if Punk comes back, he's not Ric Flair or Hogan. painful to watch
The
them.
U.S. champion is going to be defending that championship on New Japan Strong.
Yeah. Dark Metal Fed says, I really hope if Punk comes back, he's not the Ric Flair or Hogan. Painful watching him back into WWE after WCW. I just, because like, more recent, I hope he's not like Kenta. Kenta was like one of the greatest wrestlers in the world. Vince McMahon sapped the love out of him, and now he's doing pre-show stuff with the Bullet Club. My biggest fear is CM Punk doesn't come back as the best in the world. Like, I would rather have him have great matches once every couple months and then cut promos than see him be Kenta. And that hurts my heart to say that, but Kenta New Japan run is just pure sadness. I mean, you could lie to yourself and say he's the same Kenta, but you're fucking lying to yourself. Like, sometimes I'll meet like a foreign New Japan fan, because no Japanese fan has the respectability to say he's the same. Like, I see some foreign fans like, no, he's just as good as when he was in Noah. And I'm like, sir, our conversation privileges are over. you don't get to talk to me anymore. I really hope if Punk comes back, yeah, I get rid of that. I'm not asking Punk to be ROH Punk, but I do want him to carry himself. Yeah, Punk wasn't really seriously hurt when he left. I think he could still go. I'd love to have him shit on the product, the numbers, and be a savior. Almost straight edge society again. Old man says yes. Straight edge society. That'd be cool. That's how you know they've only been watching Kenta for 2 years. Exactly. It's like, oh, Kenta's in his prime. Like, what? We're done. I'm walking away. Just slowly walk away. Can we have smoke bombs in real life? It's just like, I think Kenta's just like, oh, we need to get a smoke bomb feature. I think Kenta's just as good as he ever was. Smoke bomb. And you see us walking backwards. Oh, man. Same with The Undertaker. I love him, but lived on his rep for the last 15 years. Kenta's momentum died when he lost the Never Championship. Kenta's momentum died when he signed that NXT contract. All right. Booms, what's next, brother?
Next backstage, they were supposed to do a quick interview with Cody Rhodes. No sooner than he removed his headset, he gets kicked right in the face by Malachi Black. They start brawling. They go out to the stage. Cody just eats it with a kick, goes down. People are checking on him. Malachi Black lays out Fuego del Sol. And it's announced later that these two are going to square up next week in Jacksonville. I'm actually looking forward to this. I want to see what Malachi Black has to offer now that he is no longer under WWE contract. I want to kind of see what he's going to do. I'm surprised they're actually giving this one away for free there, Coco.
I don't think they're going to be a pay-per-view company. I was talking about this. I think they should literally just have 4 major events on Saturdays whenever TNT lets them. I think the pay-per-view is silly. I just like, what? Yeah, so, I'm kind of excited for this. It should be interesting. The problem, Golden Star says the problem is Dave would start coughing up along this with a smoke bomb. When he throws a smoke bomb, and wouldn't start walking away until after it cleared. Oh, I meant to leave. Sorry, sir. I really wish Black's first match wasn't with Cody, but then again, I don't know who he'd come face again. Yeah. And the stupid Yankees beat the stupid Rays. Ooh, go Rays. All right. Booms, what's next?
Next, we had some 6-man tag action. We had Jurassic Express and Christian Cage taking on the Hardy Family Office. This was Angelico and Private Party. Nothing too really big and special out of this, but I think what I was commenting on this one was I feel like Christian Cage maybe starting to be finding his niche, because what I was worried about was when they first debuted him, they were going to hot shot him into some kind of TV main event match against Kenny Omega, but luckily they have backed off of that, and they've got him ever since that Battle Royal. They've had him basically play mentor to Jurassic Express, particularly Jungle Boy. I think it just shows that they're trying to get Jungle Boy ready for the next level. So what better way to do that than pair him up with a veteran? So far, I was a little nervous when they announced that they had signed Christian Cage, or he was announced as the signee Christian Cage. But no, I think he's settling in nicely. I think it was and they kept it extremely short. I think they kept this thing like 5 minutes, which is what it needed to be. the Jurassic Express, won it. Afterwards, the Blade came out of nowhere in a hoodie and just laid out Christian Cage with some brass knuckles. So it's looking like we're going to continue this feud between the Hardy Family Office and Jurassic Express and Christian Cage. So I think they do. I think AEW's doing a pretty good job of knowing when to extend feuds and knowing when to move on.
Yeah, and the watch party, some of us were ahead, and when the mask guy came out, one of us started chanting CM Punk to ruin the ones that were behind. When you do a watch party, sometimes people are ahead and behind.
His name rhymes with Dave Koco.
Oh man, he's an asshole. They said it's CM Punk and then realizing it's the Blade is probably the biggest letdown ever.
Mm-hmm.
As far as WB signings, I still think they signed the wrong guys, but at least they're using them right. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
some of the guys would be like, "Oh, fucking why get him? Why get him?" But at least they're using him right. Yeah, why would Cynical try to spoil the fun for the rest of you? Yeah, Sidescu, what's up?
He was all think about that string.
Yeah. So, but overall, it was a short, fun match, and I still don't care about the Blade. I don't know. One day I'll care about the Blade.
I wish, what I wish he would do, and this is not an insult to him, but I really wish he would just completely shave his head.
Like you got to
Just
go
because,
all in.
yeah, I'm just saying, if you're gonna look, I mean, you look like if you like a middle-aged guy with male pattern baldness, I'm not saying you're not badass, but I'm just saying if you're gonna go, I mean, you've already got to cut that short. Just go ahead and go all the way, man. Just shave it completely bald, wax it, just go all in on it.
Go all in. All right, so there you go. Hairstylist from KocoSports Boom Boom. But yeah, overall, I guess just fun is the best way to describe that match.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, Boom's next.
Next, we just really got a squash match. It was Julia Hart with the Varsity Blondes taking on Thunder Rosa, who is now, they made the big announcement. It's official. It's her official first match with AEW. She has signed a contract, much welcomed. I think a great addition to the AEW roster. They Julia show out just a little bit, but you could tell she was, inexperienced and good showcase for Rosa. She hits her with a few chops. Threw in a submission hold, then picked her up and hit that Thunder Driver for the 1-2-3. So they kept it under. Again, they kept that one under 5 minutes. Like I said just a little while ago, all the matches that we think really weren't all that interesting, they kept it short and they got to the point with it. They showcased what they needed to, and then they moved on. I think they didn't make it too short. They didn't make it too long. It was like Goldilocks. It was just right. So props to AEW for producing some short segments that furthered storylines, but kept it short and didn't wear out their welcomes.
Yeah, Golden Star says now we know Boom Boom's going bald one day by his own choice. I actually want to see Thunder Rosa get pushed to the moon.
I will never go bald. You look at this thick head of dark brown hair. You can thank my mama for that. Trust me, it'll turn gray before it turns loose. I'll tell you that much.
All I know is I got a lot of scars from falling out of a helicopter on my head, so I kind of don't want to go bald because walking around with scars all over your coconut. I was like, hey, what happened to you? And
Helicopter.
Dizzy D Gaming 19s, I dare you tell the Blade he looks like a bump to his face. I don't know. I mean, I've said mean stuff to people that are way tougher than me. The problem is, like, a lot of people, like, you won't say to your face, to their face. And then you say to their face, and then the people like, you're so fucking rude. That's like a lose-lose situation. Like, I always find it funny, like, oh, well, you would never say it to his face. And then, like, someone video record someone saying it to their face. Like, oh, you're so disrespectful. I was just like, okay. Fun fact, Thunder Rosa's a big Zoshino fan. Nice. Awesome. Rest in peace, Joey Jordison. Dave just wants a porn stash and dye it Tampa Bay Lightning blue. You bet your damn ass. Blue mustache coming soon. I don't know. I wanted a mustache and then dye my hair like Tampa Bay Lightning blue, but Bearfred said the only way I could dye my hair is if I dye my mustache.
Oh.
So, yeah.
You have a mustache?
I want to get a mustache. I can't because
you got to hit it first.
What's that?
They said you have to hit puberty first.
Oh, you know what? Considering how old I am, I'll take that joke. There you go. And Japan, rest in peace, Dusty Hill. And Japan won't let Dave get his stash and dyed hair. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah. Working as a teacher, they're like, you can't have a mustache or a beard because
They can't grow them either.
yeah, maybe I have no idea. So who
The staff,
knows?
that is.
I just want a mustache. I want a midlife crisis. Because here's the thing: if you don't shave like this, it just looks like you're on vacation. Or if you let it go, it looks like you don't care. But if you have a
Is that
mustache, it's like you
son's
care.
goal is to have a mustache?
What's that? I would like to
Is
have
that
a mustache. I would. There, I said it.
no? Is that your son? Is that still your son's goal? Your son had a
No,
goal.
no, sexy, I'm handsome. No, he's like, I can't believe I said that. He's older now. He's like, Dad, I don't know why I'm gonna want a mustache. He's like, I don't know why you wanted a mustache either. Yeah, there's the origin story of Sexy Yama Handsome. You can check it out on Awkward in Japan. All right, this is a great match if we're talking about mustaches. I'm, I'm happy Rosa is back, and hopefully we can push her to the moon. I
Yeah,
think whenever you get off topic of mustaches, that means it was a good match.
yeah. I was saying that I think she's a great addition for AEW's female roster, but I think she's the one who takes the belt off Britt Baker.
Yeah, I think so. It would make sense, and then it would bring some excitement, and then plus a lot of the Japanese women are coming back, so that's going to be interesting. So I'm looking forward to it. All right, what's next, Booms?
Next was a little backstage vignette with John Moxley, and what he said really piqued my interest, Coco. I don't know if you noticed this or not, but first he said he was upset because, he kept, sending contracts to New Japan. He kept making phone calls and he kept getting ignored. But the second that he lost the IWGP United States Championship, that's when Tanahashi finally decides to come to AEW. And then he said, well, you know what? I got my guys to send a stack of contracts this thick to New Japan to see what happens. And then he said this line. It's like, you may have unlocked the forbidden door, but you may not like what's on the other side of it. So
Yeah.
that leads me to believe, maybe we've got a bunch of New Japan guys coming to AEW.
I'm hoping so because it's going to be great. And all that, but like, it was such a killer promo. It was such an exciting night. He's so good at promos. And it gives us hope, it gives us excitement, something we haven't seen in a while. So, all right, what's next?
Next was the main event. You had Chris Jericho taking on Nick Gage in a no rules match. And Coco, I watched the match between Nick Gage and Matt Cardona at Game Changer Wrestling. And I kept thinking, after seeing that, I was like, how in the hell is AEW going to bring on, Nick Gage, wrestle that style of match and make it work on television? I was very interested to see how this was going to happen. And this turned into a bloodbath quickly. Jericho got cut within the first 30 seconds with that pizza cutter on his arm. They immediately just started just beating the crap out of each other. They started trying to wrestle a little bit here. The violence really picked up when they brought out the pane of glass, and Gage took a hurricane runner right through that glass. I was actually kind of scared for the audience on that one, Coco, because I just saw glass flying everywhere. And that's something I don't know if I would have done had I been in charge. At least with thumbtacks, they tend to stay in place. You can, chairs, unless you really hurl it, chairs going to stay in place. But with that glass just going at that kind of scared me a little bit. But it was absolutely brutal. Gage sliced open Jericho with a pizza cutter, started gashing him with the fluorescent light tubes. They started bringing those into play. Eventually, Jericho managed to hit the Judas effect right on Gage's temple, got the 1, 2, 3. I mean, it was absolutely brutal. And if you would have told me, going in the match, I was thinking, okay, they're both going to have to get color. They're both going to have to bleed. But I thought of the two, I thought Gage was going to bleed the most because that's what he does. He's a deathmatch specialist. That's all he does. Jericho, I mean, yeah, he has his moments, but he's just an all around wrestler. No, they did the exact opposite, Coco. I mean, there was some stuff that was fucking uncomfortable to watch when they took that broken end of that fluorescent tube and sort of just jamming it right there in his forehead. I got a little uncomfortable with that one. That was, and they kept that match. I think it went just a little over 10 minutes, which is about what it needed to be. Because I don't think they needed to go long with the match of that brutality, at least for both of their safeties. But Coco, do you think they went a little too far for TNT, or do you think they kept it just right, or do you think they didn't go far enough?
I think it was perfect for what it was. The big thing is didn't know that Jericho was going to do that, so I found that to be amazing. You know what I mean? Like, I was just, I love Jericho, I respect Jericho, but at the same time, you're like, I don't know, does he still have it in him? And he did a great job. Yeah, I enjoyed this match tremendously. I don't know. It over-delivered in my eyes. You got to think where Jericho is in his career, the power Jericho has. And I'm glad Nick Gage, even though Kev Anach is saying every time we say Nick Gage, it sounds like Nick Cage. It's so hard not to say Nick Cage sometimes. Sometimes I fuck it up all the time. But yeah, I'm just happy for everyone involved, and it was a lot of fun. Golden Star says, since Hunk is not here, I'll say Deathmatch! Deathmatch Jericho. Now he and Mick Foley have something to talk about. Jericho and Cadorna have my respect for doing that kind of match. You would normally see them doing WWE. Yep. I agree with that 100%, Rick. Remind me of Sting taking thumbtack bumps in the Abyss match. This was a little more than that, but yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Oh yeah, this was a lot more than that. I mean, they brought out like four fluorescent tubes duct taped together and used as a weapon.
Dave, did you ever go to that big Japan match you got scammed on? No, I just let it go. It's one of those, an old lady scammed me out of tickets, and I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I mean, I got scammed. I saw the worst wrestling thing ever. When the wrestling show we went to, we were supposed to go to Big Japan tickets, and we asked the lady, are you sure this is Big Japan? She's like, yeah, Big Japan, don't worry about it. We bought the tickets, we go there. It's like Big Japan, Young Lions, like opening match, and the rest is the worst wrestling I've ever seen in my life. Suzuki comes out at the main event and destroys someone, and me and Bear Friend left going, the highlight was the magic show at halftime. They had a magic show at intermission, and it was by far the best part. So when the magic show and the intermission steals the show and Suzuki refuses to work more than 2 seconds, yeah, I got scammed. I never got to see the Big Japan show. That's a sad story. But overall, proud of Chris Jericho. Not that he gives a shit about my opinion. And I'm proud of Nick Gage because he got to show off on the highest stage. It's a pretty big stage for him. So, I don't know. It felt good. And then MJF came down and made a challenge. And they went flashback, and the Juice will be back. So he has to win off the top rope. I like what's going on here. I think I would have put Nick Gage back farther, but it is what it is. I mean, the next challenge is like win a match off the top rope. It just seems like, what is this? MLB The Show? The challenges are all over the place and out of whack. So, Booms, final thoughts, and then we're going to wrap this up.
Yeah, just real quick to clarify what Coco's talking about. MJF was just beside himself after the match, and he said, okay, the next labor is you're going to have to win the match by hitting a specific maneuver off the top rope and your opponent, and they flash back to 2019, and it turns out it was a reference they made back in November of 2019. They're going to bring back Juventud Guerrera for a match with Jericho next week.
So it should be very interesting. YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, check us out. Twitch, Koco Sports, Koco Plays, and Koco Sports YouTube, Instagram, Koco Sports, Twitter, Koco Sports, Facebook, Koco Sports. Check it all out. Booms. Tell me when you're free to do another watch party. This is the one thing that we're adding to the channel more often. And in the future, after the first, we made a deal. We can't make sports YouTube content on Twitch, but we can still do watch along, so it'll be great. Booms, do you have anything to say to Twitch and YouTube before we let you go, brother?
Everybody take care of yourselves, and I do mean that. Really, I know we're going through some tough times right now. We thought we were going to get this whole pandemic thing behind us, but it's starting to pick back up steam again. But, we're all tougher than this. We're going to get through this. So just everybody hang in there, take care of yourselves, get outside, go walking, get some sun, call your family, tell them you love them, and just, be the best you that you can be.
All right, and there'll be some for Twitch. There'll be some NCAA football afterwards. But I'm gonna take a quick break and piss. YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. YouTube, check out Twitch. Twitch, check out YouTube. I heard those two corporations love each other when you promote them against each other. That's what I heard. Sam says YouTube's for nerds. Bring wrestling next time. I'd love to be honest. At Wrestling Ranton, we have a relationship. Whatever he wants, we give him. If he wants to be on, he shows up. That's it. I was on Wrestling Ranted's podcast. It is up on KocoSports. It's also up on Double R is a genius. Yeah, I can't say enough about Wrestling Ranted. And not all that, but Wrestling Ranted, when we were bigger and on top, he was a small guy, and now that he's on top, he hasn't forgot about us. Where it just shows he's not only is he a genius, smart guy, really clever. I'm reading his book right now, Kind of Colds. Most people, when you fall, will forget about you. It's true in Twitch, it's true in YouTube, it's true in life. He was a great guy, never forgot about us, so we'll always be grateful for that. So Wrestling Ranted, I hope you nothing but success. All right, YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. Twitch, you stay right there. With that, I am over. Ba-na-na-na-na-na.